So, I'm sure at this time of year you're all highly aware of what's been going on with Kraut and Tea. If you're not, basically it's, to sum up the story, is that Kraut got really pissed off with a load of alt-writers and basically decided that he was going to go and get their docs information, and he was going to possibly give it to someone from the Washington Times. But needless to say, he was basically involved in a, shall we say, an active doxing campaign. Now, the massive problem is this. This isn't the first time this has happened in the skeptic community. And this goes all the way back to AIU. AIU, back in the day, proclaimed that 2016 would be the year of the docs. Now, I don't know how many people remember him saying that, but that was his whole thing. And ironically, it was Kraut and T who was probably the victim. He was outed to a load of Antifa people and put on like an Antifa hit list, as far as what I remember. So something like that happened to him. And let me tell you this whole sordid history, because you had the whole AIU thing back, what? Must have been the end of 2015, start of 2016 when that happened. You then fast forward to the end of 2016, and you have Bering, who decides he's going to threaten to dox a teenager. Why? I don't know, because, apparently, the skeptical community is rational. But why the hell are you threatening to dox someone who's a teenager? To this day, he still admits it, and he admits doing it. He left a comment basically saying, yeah, I got his docs information to show that, yeah, he could be doxed as well. And then you have the whole situation with now Kraut and T. This is an absolutely ridiculous situation. However, I want to talk about what happened to a lot of these people. Now, let's take what happened to AIU. Wind the clock back. AIU, massively not in favour, shall we say, with the skeptical community. And as a result, he became pretty much a pariah. He still is. But he's still out there, still, active as far as I know. And, he continues on his merry way. But the good thing was that people called him out for it, for what he was doing. And then you get to Bering. And because Bering at the time was this, he was the rising star, and, he was friends with everyone. When he doxed someone, no one says a word. No one says a word about what he did. It was just, oh, he's fine. That teenager had it coming, And there was all these, even today, you can go look back at all these videos, and even Bering himself making up these bullshit excuses for doxing this teenager. And now you come along to Kraut and T, and Kraut and T has vanished completely. He deleted his channel, deleted all his videos, all his content. I don't think he has any social media presence now. I think it's all completely gone. His mind's, as far as I know, is gone. Everything's gone. And he's been called out for it. And a lot of the people on the skeptic community, rightly so, have called him out for it. But why was he, how did he, and why was he called out? Because he wasn't in favour. And I want you to notice the middle child in all this. Because Bering was in favour, he got away with it, essentially. And I don't think this should be a time anyone ever forgets. And I think, particularly Bering, hates people bringing it up. So, I won't ever forget it, because every single time this will happen, and make no mistake, at some point in the future, this will happen again. you know, the skeptic community is not what it once was. It is now dominated by complete edgelords, and the rationality and ability for some people to be able to actual argue points without resorting to complete ad hominem attacks is just rife, and that's where we are now. But make no mistake, this will happen again. This will happen again. Who will do it? We don't know. But someone from the skeptical community, I guarantee you, this time next year, this will have happened again. And it won't be a surprise to me. I wouldn't be surprised if it's happened between beginning of 2016 and at the end. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's happened again. But yeah, the people on this side are massive hypocrites, because there are still people defending Kraut for his actions, and there are some people who are criticising Kraut for what he did, but when Bering did it, fine, not a peep. It was fine. It was forgiven. It's just hypocrites all around, and it's just unbelievable to see some people literally bending themselves backwards over this. Because, how can you say that what Kraut and T did was wrong, but then say Bering was in the right? It's just hypocritical, and it absolutely reeks.